And today, new tonight, the Houghton County Board of Commissioners voted to pass a resolution of support for Highland Copper Company's Copperwood mine project. In the resolution, the board acknowledged the company's commitment to transparency and its possible economic benefits for the Western U.P. One commissioner said she appreciates Highland Copper Company's pledge to be environmentally sound.
One of the reasons that I would support this resolution is the language in one paragraph that says we recognize the commitment of Highland Copper Company to develop an environmentally sound copper mine. So if that's important to me, and I appreciate that language is in there.
Highland Copper says its Copperwood mine will produce around 6,600 tons of ore every day.